Hello. Good evening, 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 good evening. Welcome, hobby cornerists or corner hobbyists. Still haven't settled on the name, but welcome to the Hobby Corner. My name is Kev. I'm your host for tonight, as I am every Friday night at 8 p.m. Here we are. How are you doing? Wow, hang on, let me just. There we go. Hey, look, so you can see my fantastic hoodie that I got there with this amazing bit of artwork on there. And just so I can still show off my colours as well. Look, on the back. Hey, yeah. Anyway, hello. Hope you're all well. And I hope you've all been keeping yourself safe, sane, and warm, most importantly. I know half the country is snowed in at the moment. You lucky gits. But then saying that, I got nowhere to go. Because I still have to stay relatively isolated until the old ribs stop hurting, because apparently that's the side effect of getting it. So there you go. Anyway, I got my brew and I got some Silver Templars to paint up tonight. Yeah. Now, you might think, oh, Silver Templars, but you just spray it silver, add a bit of yellow, a bit of red, some black bits, and you're done. Actually, if you want to do them nicely, they do take a lot, just as much work as any other Space Marines. Really, it's all that edge highlighting is such a pain. But yeah. Oh, I'm holding the mug wrong. I've got to get my advertising done right. Hey. Anyways, so that's it. For those who don't know, my luck has continued to improve as it always does, and the card that I got less than 6 months ago to replace the other card that broke down has now died a proper death, only because I left it for 3 days while I was recovering from the like my chest pains and everything. And long story short, I called the AA out and we found out that the fuel had slowly sunk down the line a bit past the pump. And then when we did finally get it up to the thing, the engine wouldn't turn for more than 2-3 seconds, and then it would just cut out. So we ended up burning out the starter motor trying to get it going, and yeah, it was going to cost too much because I only got the car for 250 quid, but I thought I'd at least get it for, like, it would last me a year. But because I didn't turn the engine every single damn day, it just died on me. So yeah, got no car. Yay. So until I get all of that sorted, there's no safe way of me getting the wife and kids from their families, well, from her nan's out in West London, all the way down to High Wycombe. So unless we rent a car for a day, so days. But I'm not in a hurry to get a new car now because I've been put on furlough from Monday. So I won't get paid as much. I wasn't getting paid much in the first place, but at least it's something. At least it means that us as a family unit can be reunited sooner rather than later. We don't have to worry about our 3-year-old being exposed because he has to shield and whatever. So yeah, it's silver linings and all that. But anyway, I hope you're all doing super spicy, and yeah, I hope you're ready to get your hobby on. So let's have a look and see who's in the chat, shall we? So, oh, blimey, we've got 10 viewers already. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Make sure that you do say hello in the chat. We have Void Captain Bazooka, Gary Knox, Lupus Canis. We also have Pirate Queen Pickle, Frosts and Fists, Mr. Mephos, Six in the Head, Different Gear TV. Wow. I mean, each and every one of you are absolute legends. So, yeah, happy Friday. Yeah, swing your jazz pipes, peeps. Yeah. If you want to know what jazz pipes are all about, then check out the Chilling Wargamers live show from yesterday, where it was just Elston and Josh from the Pickle Jar, and they just kept talking about God's jazz pipe. Make make what you will of it. Get one of those pedal cars from Bugsy Malone. Yeah, I should really. I mean, the only problem is going downhill is easy, but half of High Wycombe is downhill and the other half is uphill, so you're kind of screwed either way, really. It's just might as well just walk. Anyway, so let's just swap over the camera, and yeah, I'm hoping you're all doing well. It's hot here in Texas. Get out of here. Texas. Is it even a real place? I don't know. Have you really? Right. So whoosh. There we go. Let me just move that super spicy mug out the way. So these are what I've worked on. What's it? Tuesday and Wednesday night. So see, look at that. Really see all that beautifulness. And you know what? I'm really happy with the eye lenses. Hang on. Yeah, getting those eye lenses right without overdoing it on the highlights and that. And just trying to keep it as simple as possible. It does require a fair bit of neatening up here and there, but the plan is once I've got the squad of 5 and the lieutenant painted up, that's when I'll do the bases proper, because at the moment I've only just put this on 2 of the bases. Because, you know, like I'm keeping them glued on so I can paint them up. And then once they're painted up, glue their arms back on, snap them off the base, do the base. And then once I've got them all done, I could do the weathering all together. I could finish the base off all together. I'm gonna like dot bits of black around the edges and stuff to make the armor look like it's been chipped away and stuff like that. So thank you very much, Pirate Cream Pickle. I did share it in the Discord on the self-promotion thing, but yeah, no, it just hasn't connected to Discord today, so Discord wasn't my friend, unfortunately. They look like primaries. Ooh. Ooh. Come on now. Come on now, Mr. Canis. Oh. Just got to finish my cup up before it gets cold, because I always forget and I end up wasting half a mug. There we go. All right. So I've done all the base work on this one. So it's all lead belcher sprayed, but then I went back over with the brush just to make sure that it's a nice even coverage, and that if I have to touch up any bits, there's no difference between the pot paint and the aerosol can. Right. Then what I did was filled in all the bits in between the armor, the little details, the pouches, and the chest, and you know, like the bits on the weapons and that. And then I filled in the red, Mephiston red, and what's that? Yellow, Avalan Sunset, and the yellow, and Balthasar Gold for the bullets. All right. So that light is way too much, isn't it? Hang on. I'm gonna take one of the lights out. There we go. Oh, that's better, isn't it? That was proper overkill having two. Anyway, so there you go. So that's the Balthasar Gold for the bullets, and then Avalanche Sunset, Abaddon Black, Lead Belcher. Now, the next stage will be to then the recess shade of the entire model, weapons included, with a 50-50 mix of Rhinox Hide and Abaddon Black, because I find that you do like a watered down Abaddon Black, it's not as thick and as deep as you want it to be. Plus, the Rhinox hide gives it that slight dirty look. So even if you smudge over onto the flat surfaces, just leave it. It looks like, you know, a bit of grime's been wiped there. So, hey Pickle, how you doing, mate? Glad you could join us. So, yes, that's what I'm going to be doing next. Doing recess shade with that, and then I go over with known oil over all the weapon areas and the backpack, and that way you get like a dirty, oily metal look, and then you get a cleaner metal look for the armor. So, you know, it separates it, because otherwise you've got a lot of silver going on, and you just need that non-oil just to tone down the other bits, so that the emphasis is more on the Space Marine rather than the weapons and the backpack. So that is my way of thinking. So I deviated a little bit from the paint guide that I got from the Silver Templar box that you got with Conquest, but not too much really. Yeah, it was literally just to do that. So let's do it. Okay, I'm going to get me a brush. Gonna get me a brush. And so if you are working on anything hobby-wise tonight, or if you're just chilling, wherever, let me know in the chat what you're up to. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's see what you're all up to, what you're working on at the moment. And what I'm gonna do before we get started, gonna look for some music. No, we don't want that. Let's have that one. All right, let's check this out for a bit. Okay, there we go. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that actually. You can hear it. Alright. There we go. It's quite nice, isn't it? Right, we have Wasteland Warfare minis. Nice. Very nice. Can't wait to see your work in progresses. And start getting the chicken and bacon dinner going. Ooh. Put you on a smoke break. So you're working at the moment then? So I'm just throwing down some water so I can mix it up. Nothing fancy, you don't need medium for it because you don't need like a consistent you know, like anything about the consistency, you just need it dark enough and mixed well, but you want it to flow in those gaps and creases and that. Just a little bit more should do it. You can see, you can tell by the way it moves on the palette whether you need a bit more or not. Just not quite. Yeah, that should do it. Hey, Richard Smith, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show. I hope you're well. Hope you're safe and warm, and you're working on something. What we got here? Today I assembled the White Skulls 30k hero, King Zar, or King Ya. Okay. He's going to count as my Blade Guard captain. Primacy! Whoa, nice. Very nice indeed. Getting out my size 2 Mark 3s to do this job. Quite nice to do shades and stuff with, because it holds a lot on it, but it's got like quite a good point on it. I'm saying that I think I've just overloaded it a little bit. Oopsie. Actually, yeah, that might be overkill. Never mind. The Mark 1, I think, actually. Hello, Mark. Not the Mark 1, the size 1. Yeah, that's better. Oops. So. Good thing is though, like, even if you just dab with your finger or whatever, it adds, like I said before, it adds to it, like that sort of dirty, worn look that you can get. I'm really doing bad. I did not have this problem last night. I'm having performance issues now. Just because I'm on camera. There we go. So I hope you can see that okay. If not, then I'll have to fiddle around with the focus on the camera. So yeah, I wanted to do Silver Templars for ages, and when I did that, I finally got around to doing the Judicia. Like, I got to paint some of it as a Silver Templar, but the problem is most of it's black, so it doesn't really stand out that well. And then I did the ancient conversion, and that was when I was like, actually, yeah, you know what, I could see myself painting quite a few of these. So yeah, paint scheme stuck. Figured out the best way to do it, you know, with a little bit of a tweak to it. I'm enjoying them, surprisingly. I always resisted painting like heavily metallic armies because it just felt a bit boring. Especially after painting so many Stormcast Eternals as the Hammers of Sigma, because it's just, you know, everything's gold. But I'm enjoying it, and it's nice having like models painted and finished, you know. Hey Phil, hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. Got stuck in work, but I'm here now. Okay. It's alright, mate. Thank you for joining us, buddy. So yeah, if you haven't already, make sure that you do hit that like button. It helps with the algorithm on YouTube and that. Of course, you don't have to. If you're not enjoying the content, then you can always downvote. But yeah, just little ways of helping to support the channel. Oh, which reminds me, there's something I forgot to bloody do. This time I forgot to put Nightbot on. Normally Nightbot doesn't bother coming on when I put it on, but yeah, today I forgot to put him on because normally I leave it to the last thing before I put it on. Put it on. Log into that. As I said, I will go back over this with non-oil, but it won't be like a recess shade, it'll be like the entire power pack. And as I said, like, I tried to be neat, but it's not a requirement to be as neat as possible. Just to be neat, that's it. And if I spill over, then I spill over. It just adds to the grime. There we go. Alright, that's up and running. Hey! So how was everyone's week? What did you get up to this week? And were you caught up in the snow or not? We didn't get any snow this far south. The most we got was that little bit of a tiny little bit of a flurry closer to Christmas. But like it just turned to sleet within 5 minutes, and that's it. It's just been either wet or cold. It hasn't really accumulated in any sense. Wait, did someone downvote? I don't know, I'm not checking. I don't know. I can't tell, can I? If there's any it only tells me the likes on here. Not that there's any problem if you don't like it. This is really satisfying. You know when you get like, you know, wash and you just put it into those little gaps like that. The way it just fills in, really satisfying. It just pulls in there. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. To be honest, I could have put a little bit more Abaddon Black into this. It is a little too brown, but I'm going with it, you know? There's got to be some variation. I don't all look the same. That'd be boring, wouldn't it? Pickle is sus, yeah. So, see you get chucked out of the space. Oh dear. 7 likes, nice. Not bad at all. Alright, So it's gone a bit thick on there, but it's not a problem because I can just get more of it off the brush around there and then get back round to it before it dries and soak some of it up. The brush. But having that good point on there really does help with all the recess shading, makes it less messy. Around there, and then I could go back, soak it up, soak it up. And I'm not too worried about the stain around there, like the tide stain, because the tide mark, sorry. I'm not worried about it because that's where the highlight's going to go anyway, so I don't have to touch it up. Fix it. It'll get fixed later on. It's little things like that. If you learn as you go along painting something, you learn where you'll need to neaten up areas and where you won't have to. Yeah, it's a good learning process, really. I know like people, they do like conveyor belt style painting, but I've actually been enjoying painting one at a time, start to finish. It doesn't feel so endless, and it suits more my style of painting because I prefer painting like one-off characters over units of troops. I find painting units quite tedious. And as I've mentioned before, like my favourite bit of the hobby is just building stuff. I could build all kits, any kits, the most trickiest, fiddliest kits. I would happily just sit there and build them, and just have someone else paint for me. But at the same time, I do like painting those one-off models. And you can see on my Instagram as well, like the Instagram link will be in the description below, or Nightbot will throw it out eventually. You'll see I've done a fair bit of one-off models. I always sort of, most people get bored easily by painting units, so yeah, that's why painting a whole army is such a chore for me. Everyone's got their own preferences. There's no right or wrong preference in this hobby. And yeah. That is it, man. That is it. Be waffling. So is there anything new in the hobby that you're looking out for? I know you got some Death Guard pre-orders going out, but is there anything anyone's particularly looking forward to? Any more Warcry, Age of Sigma, 40k, Necromunda, Warcry? Let me know in the chat, man. Maybe we can have a look at some of the stuff later, if we get time. Oh yeah, that looks nice and dirty. So who needs streaky grime? Huh? Actually, I do need streaky grime. Don't worry, Mr. Kev, because you can always spray it black and start again. That's not my saying. Perfect. Hey, spray black. How you doing? It is exactly perfect time for you to turn up. Yeah, the Death Guard model does look cool. It's one of those few Death Guard models that I actually find actually interesting, and yeah, So he's got a double barrel bake spewer as well, hasn't he? And he's got that nasty dripping power claw thing. But I know it's like a power fist, but it's like just gunked up with some nasty nails. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. Still waiting for my Blood Bowl grots to be delivered. Oh, I'm sure they'll get to you soon enough, mate. Streaky grind. Ah, I know you love streaky grind. I ordered some actually, and I ended up with the wrong one. I ended up with the dark green vehicles one. So, yeah, it's great if I'm doing any dark green, but you know, I didn't get the dirty, oily brown one, which is my bad. I didn't really look at it properly before I ordered it. Actually, no, I shouldn't do that. I'm not going to do that with that. There we go. I really like the Fallout minis, but Kickstarters can make you a bit sick of it. Sound interesting though. Definitely, you know, post what you're working on, what you got. Let us all see what you got. Next week's Mortal Realm Nighthawk model is very also. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's what's his name? It's Lycanor, I think. It's like a £28 easy to build model, and you're getting it for £8 in the magazine. And it's quite a sizable mini as well, so it's 100% worth it. Lupus Canis should be my mod. I tell you what, he's doing a very good job at the moment. Might be in the market for a mod. I need to still sort out commands as well, so I could just pull up stuff when I want them. I haven't quite done that yet. Give him a spanner. I'll tell you what, let's put it to the chat. Let's all vote, right? And if Lupus Canis wants to take it, then he can. So everyone who would like to see Lupus Canis become a mod, say aye. Whoa. Just put spam. Oh, we know you're the most tech savvy in the group, right? Alright, has it dried on there? I believe it is now dry on the power pack. So what I'm going to do now is get some nylon oil and pour that all over, especially into the exhausts, right? But this dirties it up, so you get a dirty gunmetal look rather than the clean silver look with the slight grit in there. And then that helps break up the model a bit. And yeah, that's just from experimentation, you know. especially around those rivets as well. That's it. Okay, and then move on to weapons. Pay the man. Like boomer power. So yeah, now I'm getting that gnarl all over the metal of the weapons. As you see, I have drilled the barrel, of course. Get the handle on there. That little bit of metal there. There we go. That's looking good. But just make sure that the non-oil doesn't collect too much in the nozzle there. There we go. We want to get a bubble in there. Okay. Ah, I forgot to drill this old pistol actually. Balls. Balls on toast. Not a problem, I can always drill it after and just paint in the little bit that I need to. Alright. I just saw the post you put in the Discord, Wendy, thank you. Ah, there's Mr. Pickle and Mrs. Loki just chilling out. Oh, bless. So how was everyone's week? What did you get up to this week? How was your hobby-wise, work-wise? Lay all that in the chat. Come on, let's get down to it. Let's get all our woes and troubles out there. This is Agrax Earthshade, by the way, and I'm using that on the yellow bits because it's a lot more subtle than the mix that I made for the power armor. Yeah, liquid talent right there. Have it. Hey Buffnet, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Hope you're doing well. And this could get eaten up afterwards, so you know, don't punish yourself too much if you don't do it neatly. I do like these type of shoulder pads. bit in there just to darken that out. There we go. Look at that. Getting it done. Alright, so we now got all the shades done. The next bit is going to be edge highlighting all of the black areas, and with that you would use Mechanica Standard Grey, and then a further edge highlight of Administratum Grey after that, and that's how you get that nice thing. The banner, of which there is one on this weapon here, I've already put Rakar Flesh on it. Oh, I didn't shade it. Oops. Should have shaded it with Agrax Earthshade. My bad. And then layer again with Agrax Earthshade, and then do it like spot highlight of White Scar. Not sure what I'm going to write on there. I like it. I like it more heavily shaded than that. Really work on those contours and those recesses there. That's better. There we go. That's better. All right. So if you can think of anything, or letter, I mean, that's not explicit, that would look good on there. Last one, I've got Nova. That's because that's the name of their home planet. So got Nova there. So what do you think I could put on there? Could put Nova again. That might be a bit boring. So yeah, just let me know. Is that playing up again? Sorry, I know it just paused then for some reason, but I didn't drop. Did I drop any frames? It's experiencing issues. Oh yeah, go away. So apologies for that if it did stop for you. So yeah, if you didn't catch that, just looking for ideas, 4-letter words, maybe names or something to write on there. On that little bit of relief, because like I said, I've got Nova written on this one. I don't know if you can see that. Nova! Quite tricky with that camera. No auto zoom. It's a real pain. Right. Also got to do the face as well. I'm going to leave the face till last. Oh, hang on. Hang on. I just realised I didn't shade in around all the back bits there. There we go. See, you always find something you've missed, you know? Steel, pain, ash. Alright. Maybe not hash. I don't think kill or pain would be worth it. It's not really a chaos space marine, you know. They're from Ultramarine stock, so that should sort of lean things for you. Okay, so let's just get the more interesting things out the way, shall we? So we got Wild Rider and Fire Dragon. These are going to be red. Oh, way too much really. Yes, wrong kind of space. Okay. So what's handy about those tide marks, you kind of use those as a guide. Go all the way around, and this is heavy metal style of highlighting, you know, where regardless of light direction you just highlight it. Is your palette a phone case? You put Dole on it. Hey Miss Ocarina, how you doing? Thank you very much for joining us. We are painting Silver Templars at the moment. I'm just having a little chill and chat. So yeah, let us know where you're from, what you're up to, what you're doing. And also Ultramarines are the best chapter ever, which also means that Silver Templars are the best chapter ever because they're from Ultramarines. So there you go. This is a proper palette, yeah. Look, you can't see because the light. Let me just turn this light off. Look, see, it's all bumped and ribbed, yeah, and it's double-sided as well. And it came with a massive hobby case where you got like a rack for like almost 30 paints, and then under you pull that rack out. And underneath you've got compartments and stuff, and you've got slides for the tools and everything. So, you know, if anything, donate to Kevin so he can get a new second-hand car. so when his furlough runs out, he can get to work. It's not ribbed. It's bumps. Very naughty. Pirate Queen Pickle, very naughty. Could you at least wait until Watershed kicked in? Right, now I've got the Fire Dragon Bright, and with this, I'll just go over it. Over that Wild Rider reds that I put down. Just try and do it a little bit thinner on top so that that Wild Rider still shows through slightly. I mean, it kind of looks like I'm painting a target on him. Right, there you go, job done. And if you ever get messy with it, you just go back over with Mephiston Red. Easy peasy. Yeah. There we go. Right, so now that's that done. What else can I do that's more interesting than edge highlighting all the armor? Is that dry yet? That's dry. Okay. Alright, so the yellow is dry, which means I could go back over with just a touch more yellow. And once I've done that, I then get a Screaming Skull to do the highlight. So it's all about just leaving those recesses. You don't want to paint the entire thing, you want to just paint the areas that you'll highlight later, plus a tiny bit extra. You'll see what I mean in a moment. So yeah, look, to paint the wings, you want to paint like this direction on the feathers. so that way the point of your brush is closest to the base of each of those feathers, and it doesn't leave so much paint. But you get more paint on the edge. That. And, you know, some people would just like dry brush it or do an overbrush, but I find that if you do that, a lot of the time you leave streaks, you fill in the bits, so there's no definition between the individual feathers. So yeah, no painting handle. I like your style, bareback. I mean, I've got painting handles, it would take up more of the camera than the mini would. So yeah, make sure that's wet as well. Gotta make sure your tip is wet. If your tip isn't wet, you can't spread it. Just tidy up that bit there. Go. Like that, see? Look at that, it looks good. And then you just repeat it again with the screaming skull, but try and aim for, you know, to be closer to the edge, and you'll get like a real nice effect. And if you're feeling super spicy, you can do like a final spot highlight of white scar. Just like dot it here and there. Let's get into the recesses of that skull. My hands are proper shaky tonight, I do apologise. I think I just... There we go. That looks alright, doesn't it? No ribbed because the Queen said so. I smell a Spider-Man joke. You smell a Spider-Man joke, do you? What on earth could you ever mean? Okay. So I'm just going to neaten up the shading here. Like that. Real quick and easy. Right. And if it's being a bit reluctant, just make sure it is watered down, because if you put too much paint on there, then it's going to start showing. It's going to get a little lumpy, and you don't want that. Just one like that. There we go. That'll do that. That will do that. And then we get on to this bit. This bit's a bit more messy, so neaten that up a little bit. I'm going to keep the shading close to those nodes. Then what I want to do is just paint the tip. Just touch tips, basically. See, I'm just touching tips. Touch tips, touch tips. There we go. Wet tip spreading it. Just someone else can keep the chat going. Well, thank you very much for being chatty in the chat, mate. I appreciate it. So is there any more Blood Bowl stuff coming out soon? Anyone know about that? what teams are on their way next. And also Warcry. Keep hearing about vampirates, but I haven't seen any. So is that just people getting their hopes up, or is it an actual thing? There's a good chance there might be a vampire Warcry group, but they're going to be pirates. I'm not too sure, to be honest. It would be a lot more interesting. Especially because there was a lot of fans of the old Warhammer Fantasy Sartosan pirates. Which were absolutely mental, by the way. If anyone's played Warhammer Total War 2, you can play as Sartosan vampire pirate things, and they got these massive walking constructs, right, which have got like these huge cannons on them and stuff like that, and it's just made of flesh and metal and wood and stuff. It's just a big walking like fantasy style dreadnought, but it's like 20 feet tall and grape shot and cannons, and it's just absolutely ridiculous, and it just stomps through everything. There we go. That looks alright, doesn't it? Yeah. I have to say you are very good at metallics. I have a robot from Blackstone that I've done, but I feel it could be improved. Well, thank you very much, buddy. Yeah, like I said, it's just 50-50 Abaddon Black and Rhinox Hide. And I actually stole that from Darren Latham, because he uses that mix a lot for shading himself. Not like physically shading himself, but you know, he uses it for when he does shades instead of just doing straight out hot black. And it's a lot richer. Though you can always just add more Abaddon Black to it to darken it down to wherever you want it to be. But yeah, do that in the recesses, and then on oil on the weapons, and you know, like the exhausts and stuff, and you get that dirtier metal look. And you can tell there's a difference between this metal here and this metal here. You know, this looks a bit cleaner than that, but it's still quite dirty because of that shading. In Warhammer 2, there are only elves, all other rails. Ah, boo! Stinky elves. Yeah, no, the neon oil is put over the recess shade of the 50-50 mix that I did, but only on the power pack and the weapons. Like, all of the armor is literally just recess shaded with that mix. So, with a lead belt to start. Alright, see you net, Mr. Gary Ducks. I hope you have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you about. Right, what should I do next? Oh yeah, no. Screaming Skull, right? Yeah. Get Screaming Skull out. Now, I just need to check something. It hasn't Nightbot not been doing its job? Come on, Nightbot, do your job. You sod. Absolutely useless. It never works for me when it's supposed to. Alright, there we go. So now I've got the Screaming Skull. Just gonna run it about a third of the way along the wing there. Just a little highlight on the skull. That. And it will come out real bright. I'll do it on that bit there as well. It'll come out bright, but once it dries, it'll settle down and it'll blend into it. So let's do that bit there, and then like that. And then we just touch the edges like that. Like that. Whoosh, whoosh. How good is that? And if you're real careful and you can get your brush flat, you can cheat a little bit on the inner ring of feathers. And if you just lay it flat over the edge like that, you can, because it's all raised, you can get the edge right at the edge there, highlight it without ruining it. I don't know how well that's coming across on the camera, but there's a little cheat way of doing it. Use the side of that brush like that. Not bad, eh? Okay. Now I'm gonna just highlight these with the bleach bone as well. Like that. This music is proper chill, I have to say. Oh look, it worked! Yay! Stupid thing, I have to keep disconnecting it and reconnecting it for it to work. There you go, that's the best way to donate. If you wish to. Pressure. Every penny will go back to improving the quality of the content, for sure. Be careful along here. You know, like the point on this brush is so good. This is a size 1 Mark III brush from Broken Toad, and the point is so good. Like, it doesn't matter about the size of the brush. I can get a neat enough highlight from it. Quite good, that. Which reminds me, this Sunday I should have a video out finally. I know it's been a while since I last did an actual video, and it's going to be a comparison, so sort of a product review of these brushes, because these are the first sort of premium brushes I've ever got myself. Always used the Citadel brushes from Games Workshop, so I'll be reviewing them and I'll be testing them against the Citadel brushes and seeing which ones are better. And it's not just like a straight up, oh, this one's better than this one. I actually go a bit technical with it, and I try and compare likeness to likeness. You know, like the size 2 is quite like shade brush. So compare it with the Citadel shade brush, and the Mark II is like a large layer brush. So I compare that with that, so on for each of the sizes, and then I see which one performs better at doing certain jobs. So yeah. Oh man, that Instagram link don't work. Oh well. Just type in that handle at the ends there, and you'll find me on Instagram anyway. Yeah. Right. So that's pretty much that done. I could do a final highlight of White Scar. So let's do it. Let's go fancy, shall we? I'm not gonna do it on everything. Like I might do that one, that one. Actually, no, I will do them all. Beep, beep, beep. Dot, 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 dot. Dot, there we go. And then just like the corners. Like that. Maybe over the top here. Like that. And then just... There we go. Easy. And this bit, beep, 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 beep. Do one little dot up there, one little dot there, same there and there, like that. There we go, easy. Do you ever get that where, like, on your bristles, you get that tiny little bit of pigment just stick on the right at the tip, like that. There we go. Done. Right, now what can we do now? We done the red, done the yellow. I think it's time to highlight the black. So again, Mechanicus standard grey. Because like I said, the only way to finish the rest of the armor is just to edge highlight Stormhost Silver, but that's just, you know, that's boring. It takes forever. Much rather do the other bits. There we go. I was thinking, why is the palette coming out so bright on the screen? And I just remembered that I picked all the paint off it last night. There's absolutely no paint on either side, because there was like 6 months worth of paint built up on it, so I had to sort that out. And I'll tell you what, it's one of the most satisfying things ever, just peeling thick layers of paint off your palette. So it's like peeling a scab off, you know. So yeah, this is Mechanicus standard grey going on. I'm doing just a normal edge highlight because I want to do a ultra thin edge highlight with the Administrator grey. I don't have to be too neat with this. I can always neaten up with some Abaddon Black. But yeah, I don't want to make too much of a mess at the same time, you know, because then it's just more time spent on the cleanup. So the first two that I did, I had to do a lot of cleanup on because I kept making a mess on them. I'm not making as much mess this time round, so actually speeding the paint, the whole paint job up. What's that? A bit of dry paint on there. There we go. So I believe tomorrow Josh from the Pickle Jar and Elston of Elston Nation are releasing their videos on their 12-hour Blood Bowl speed paint that they did last Saturday. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Because they kept it a very closely guarded secret as to their progress and the final outcome of their models. They didn't even let me, you know, listen in on their progress. Like once the live stream finished, like, all right, bye Kev, we can't talk about it with you around. Like, I won't tell anyone, promise. No, can't risk it, can't spoil the surprise. I know, shocking, absolutely shocking. But that is what it is. I've made my peace with it. But who do you think has done a better job? Let's place your bets. Do you think Elston will have the better painted team? Do you think Captain Pickle will have the better painted team? Or do you think you'll be diplomatic about it and just say they're both good respectively? Personally, I'd rather I think Pickle will have a better looking paint job. Not because I don't really like elves, so it's not because of that at all. Especially dark elves. But I think he'll do it justice, to be honest. There we go. Look at that, Nightbot's taken over the whole chat. Oh dear. Right. Making sure everyone's alive. 2 man enter, 1 man lose. Oh, who are you hedging your bets on, mate? You know what? I know in the guide it says paint the strap of the gun black and highlight as such, but you know what? I think I'm gonna paint it red just to break it up a bit more. Right, so here's the tricky bit of highlighting the inside of that ridge. Definitely will need neatening up, but as long as I don't paint over into the yellow, it's all gravy. Yeah, I see no one is willing to make that bet. You won't upset anyone. There we go. Oh, I also forgot the ribbing. But let's do the ribbing, which you can just use the side of the brush with. Do that. And if you ever make a mess of it, you can just, because the ribbing is quite thick. Yeah, paintbrush in there, quite easy, and paint black again. You think it's gonna be Elston, do you? Ooh. No faith in the pickle. How could you, mate? How could you? After everything Josh has done for you, how could you betray him like that? There we go. Look at that. Something pleasing about just edge highlighting, you know, a rectangular pouch or a square pouch. It's just easy, quick to do, you know. Straight lines. Boom, boom, boom. And then the curved bottom. Wouldn't like to say not qualified enough. Oh, I'm sure you are. You're just trying to be a bit diplomatic there. You don't want to upset anybody. Ooh. Right, I think I'm gonna have to start bringing this up closer to me. I'm starting to make my neck click away there. So we've got this ribbon here as well. Now I'm not gonna highlight the ribbing in the armor with administrative grey. It's just getting this Mechanica standard grey, and that's it. So I don't want it to be emphasized too much, you know, it's just a bit in between the armor. And it means that the pouches will stick out a bit more. And so would the belt, so I'll be doing the belt as well. Okay, I say the best is Kev. Oh, bless you. That's so nice. I wasn't part of that paint competition because, you know, I didn't get invited into it. They didn't care enough to invite me in it. They didn't love me enough. Just got to do the chest plate as well. And do the belt. I think that'll be it for this colour. A little bit at the back there actually. That bit just there. There we go. No invite for you because they were scared. Yeah. You're too kind. You're too kind. There we go. It's looking all right. And of course, just ever so lightly go over this bit because it'll take you forever just to highlight the individual ridges there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, boy. Pickle could play God's Jazz Hose Pipe and distract else. You can pay more minutes. It's all about God's Jazz Pipe, right? Alright. Oh. Oh. You know, I'm gonna experiment with the lighting a bit. Put that one on. I'll turn this one off. That's no good, is it? It's no good. It wasn't bright enough. Okay, now Administratum Grey. This is going to be for the final highlight on all those black areas. Ah, come on. Close. There we go. I think Mr. Hellistone is intimidated by how tall he is. Just all out spiciness right now, aren't you? Just calling him out. I love it. I don't think Pickle's here anymore either. I think he's drifted off, and Alston hasn't showed up, so you're free to say whatever. I don't think you're gonna have to worry about upsetting them. There we go. Right. So now I'm doing that final highlight. The idea, just make it a little bit thinner than that other edge highlight so that some of that other grey shows through, and it will come out bright, but once it dries it sort of just settles down. So yeah, you don't have to worry too much, it will sort itself out. Boom, boom. Shots fired. Pew pew. Yeah. Oh dear, you're making me laugh too much, man. I'm making squiggly lines now. It doesn't matter too much, to be honest. It's only a butt pistol. Who's gonna care? Wait. There we go. What's that? Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. He's playing that jazz pipe, that's right. He's playing the jazz pipe on the god hose. Oh dear, that's so bad. In the universe garden, of course, right? You gotta have that jazz pipe in the universe garden. I mean, if you're trying to get like the most ridiculous out there euphemisms possible, I think that pretty much hits the nail on the head, you know. I don't think you could get more ridiculous of an innuendo than that. I figured I would have a change from painting Space Marines, so now I'm painting Brotherhood of Steel in power armor. Yeah. Of course, that's completely different, isn't it? It's not the same because it's not Space Marine. Space Marine. We travel around the galaxy. So what's everyone's plans for this weekend? What's everyone up to? You working? Or are you staying at home? You snowed in? Or spend time with family? Me, I'm gonna be trekking it down into town. Get to the bank because I've got to sort some bits out. And then I'll be spending the rest of the day either editing that video just to finish it off, it's almost finished, or emptying that car if I can get it scrapped. Some money towards the newer one. Right, for this final edge highlight, what I do is, you know, like I did the standard Mechanica standard grey on both rims. Well, for this one, the administrator grey, I just do it on the outside edge of the rim because it's easier, it saves time, it's less mess, and it kind of looks cool. So it works. And you know what they say about rule of cool? Okay. So all I have to do is just go along the middle with Abaddon Black to neaten it up. Job done. Essex boys, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Kevin, all in your chat. Oh, super spicy. Essex boys coming in, fresh and hot, like a spicy pizza. I hope you're well. I hope you're keeping safe. There we go. The old emergency lick. Correct that. There we go. Better. Right, and then, as I said, I'm not gonna put this highlight on the ribbing of the armor, but I am gonna put it on the pouches and belt. Just about getting it just thin enough for that other grey to show through. Yeah, that. Gentle. And I only highlight the Administrator grey on the front of the pouches, not on the back. There's no need to do it on the back. And that way you give a bit of shading there. There we go. That's all the black highlighted. Boom. Easy. Thank you very much. Weekend hobby time. More work on my secret art project. Getting closer to the... Oh, nice. Can't wait to see that. Now, when you say it's secret, how secret is it? Is it super secret? Or is it like, you could tell us, but you won't? But you could tell us. Okay, so... before I move on, I do need to neaten up that black. In between the ribbing. And just to thin it out a bit on the belt. But a little bit there. Okay, just tidied that up a bit, and then again just a little bit down the middle, the shoulder pad rim. Like that. Yeah, that bit there as well. Oh, look at that. That looks nice and tidy, right? How tidy is that? Super swift. There we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Job super done. Alright, did we ever settle on a 4-letter word that wasn't a swear word for this weapons banner? Other than Nova, because we already got Nova on this one. Let's see, what do people think? While I just neaten up the banner. Secret level, the volcano cannons are poised, ready to fire. Ooh. Now I have to know. We need to know. The public demands it. Has anyone seen One Division yet? Alright, we won't do spoilers. But they put up the first 2 episodes today. And of course, it's going to be weekly after that. I kind of enjoyed it actually. It's very, very like out there. Just doing this final highlight of white. Literally just very edges. There we go. Okay, that looks alright, doesn't it? Not bad. Nice and tidy, Kev. Watch out for pickles, god jazz, hose pipes, sonic waves, in case they steady hands. Well, you know what? My hands are only just started to get steady. For some reason, they were like really shaky earlier. Might have been it. I can't believe a cup of tea made me have the shakes. Of all things, you know. Right. So, while this is still wet, this mix here, just gonna take a bit of it, wet it right down, like that. Just practice writing with it. No. Okay. So, what's the name of the squad actually? I think it's Oscar or Upska. It's got a really awkward name. It's not like straightforward. Oscus. That's the name of the unit. Oscus, after the sergeant. I ain't gonna be able to fit a 5-letter word on there. So let's just dive a bit more. Oops. I think it was pickle, not the tea. Let's just dive a bit more into the lore of them and see what I could pick out from it. Let's see. Templars, the core 2. They're in the battles, blah blah blah. Battle of Ixis, blah blah blah. Yeah, nothing there. Let's have a look in the supplement. Silver Templars supplement, which again was another Conquest exclusive. Focus and Fury. Oh, there you go. Their mantra is Focus and Fury, right? So I'll just put Fury on it. Sweet. Okay. So to do freehand, what you want to do is find out like roughly where the letters will go. So you start with the first letter, which will be F. So I'll put like a line there, the F. Actually, you know what? I've made it too wet. There we go. Oh, bollocks. Got it. Okay, so put the back of the F there. And we'll put the Y over here. The U there, Fury. Now I can just thicken it out a little. There we go. I'm not sure if you can see that well. Hey John, how you doing, buddy? Glad you could join us. Just gonna try and mess with the focus of the camera. So it's a manual focus. So can you, okay, yes. There you go. What if you can see that? Oh, that looks sick, right? Fury. So yeah, you got Nova there for that, for the name of the planet, and then Fury because they're the Silver Templar mantra is Focus and Fury. So that's cool, right? If only it would be, if only it could bloody autofocus, right? And then I'm gonna have to stick my fingers on the bloody lens because it's one of those little twisty lenses. You gotta twist this. Absolutely pain in the ass. But yeah, you can't quite see at that distance, and then like you, but it's the only way you can see me paint. So what are you up to tonight, Mr. John? What are you working on? Right, you know what? Just to make it a bit more interesting, I got a little bit of lead belcher here. Because it's a bit plain on this side. So what I'm going to do is make it look like you got some kill counts scratched into it. Or that could be how many campaigns has survived. Alright, just define it a bit more. Okay. Nice sunny day. Nice. It's actually going on to 2 PM in California. Oh, yeah, of course it is. This not good. How you doing, mate? Wow! Nice to have you on board, buddy. Getting a bit worried you weren't going to turn up. Actually, I'm going to use the Administratum Grey to try and shadow the scratches, because of course it's a bright colour. Just picked up the Azurite Ruins. Nice. So what I want to do is use the Administratum Grey and see if I can just like the very thin layer right next to. Does it work though? No, it's too bright. The wind was cold. Ah. Maybe the admin. Yeah, the Mechanicus standard. Let's use that then. See, that's dark enough. Not too dark. It kind of worked. Kind of worked a bit there. Yeah. Alright. We'll leave that there. Right. So. That's all those bits done. Got all those bits done. We've still got eye lenses to do. I'm still avoiding those edge highlights, I know, but I just really can't be bothered. So it's a simple formula. You do Caliban green on the majority, but not the whole eye lens, because you want to still have some of the black showing near the back and along the top. And then right at the near the front of the eye, you do a bit of moot green, and then you do a little dot of white on the front and at the back for light reflection. So yeah, let's do this. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna tweak it so you lot can see me actually do it. Hang on. Ooh. Okay. All right. Let me just get my arms steady there. As you can see, I don't paint the entire lens. And if you end up painting the bottom, it's not it's not the end of the world, because we can add some shade to the bottom there. Right, and the good thing is, because it's such little paint, it dries real quick. Right, and then we get the moot green. Make sure that's watered down just right. Okay. Or an extra step. So again, just near the front. It's a bit too wet. Okay, I've made a mess of this already. Really tricky to do at this angle. Okay. Don't worry, I'll show you how to save it, okay? So, that's that. Got any of the, well no, the white's not there anymore. I hate edge highlighting marines, especially back when I was first starting painting and was following box art. Glad to see how forward brushes. Yeah, You know, like I'm a big advocate of just dry brushing your highlights on. It's a legitimate way of doing it, and you can do it so that it looks like a good edge highlight. Okay. See, look, you don't get this kind of close up anywhere else, right? That one's better than that one. Okay. Now, because I made a mess, what I do is I get my shade. I just put on the bottom. That helps neaten out. Oh, stay there. There we go. Right. So, almost done. That white was a bit too much there. Oh mate, come on, give me a bit more. Okay. Trying to paint back over that white. There we go. Yeah, I have no idea how close to the camera I was for that. So, there we go. Not bad, not bad. Right, so because the lead belcher is a bit of a mess on that helmet, let's get a little bit down to neaten that up very carefully. Even that shade in there. There we go. Let's neaten up that shading a little bit. Job done. Booyah. Hey? Booyah to your moya. Worth crumping. Yeah. Hey, if you ain't careful, you be the one who gets crumped. Got it right? No, I've gone too far the other way now. Gosh darn it. There we go. There we go. Right. So, look at all these paints just slowly creeping on. Right, so we've done that, we've done that, we've done that, we've done that. It's just the flesh left, the hair, and then the edge highlighting. So, it's nice and relaxing doing it like this. Okay, so Oh yeah, I've also got to do the gun strap. And I said I was going to do it red just to break it up a bit more. How am I going to do flesh? It's been a while. So, you know, like sometimes I've got to refresh myself. Yeah, same effect, get models done quicker. The last minis I painted were with washes over black with a white centerfold highlight that was airbrushed and dry brushed. Yeah, easy peasy. Alright, Bungman's Glow, Reichland, Flesh Shade, Bungman's Glow again, Cadian Flesh Tone, Blade 1 Flesh. Alright. I've got Bugman's here. Where's the Cadian Flesh Tone? I had it knocking about somewhere. Alright, where'd you go? Not there, not there. Ah, man. I think I put it away, didn't I? Right, where are you? Cadian Flesh, Cadian Flesh, Cadian Flesh. Where you at? Wait. That's Catch-Chan. Ah. It's 2. There we go. Cadian Flesh. Then right. Where's my Reichland Flesh? Reichland Flesh. There we go. And I've got flayed one nearby, haven't I? Flayed one. Yes. No, that's pallid. Ah. Flayed one. Yeah. There we go. Whee! Right, brew time. Yeah, boy. Right, how much time we got left? All right, what I'll do is I'll get the skin all painted up and then call it a night then. So. Skip. Skiddly whack, skidly doo. Right, this is my references right now. That is what those bits look like at the moment. Okay. Camera's gone. There we go. Right, so because it's got a silver base, it is gonna take maybe 2 layers. Bugman's Glow. Don't need too much on the palette really, because a little bit goes far. So you know, always add a bit of water to thin it slightly. Smooth consistency, and then paint in. And I would advise paint over the hairline slightly, just so you can get that shade in there, because when you go to paint the hair afterwards, you won't dare to go that close to the skin. So this will be your way to shade that in. Oh, he's buried his teeth as well. That's something else that'll need painting. I have to get a bit of pallid witch flesh in there. Make sure you get under the chin as well. There we go. Right up to that body glove. As you see, the silver still shows through, so it just needs one more quick layer once that's dried on there. Let's get the back of the ear. I'll paint the top and the back of the ear, haven't you? Thought the music had stopped then, and then I realised the sound was down on my headset. Really funky music tonight. I've actually really enjoyed it. Look for something a little bit different, just to break it up a bit, you know, sort of a palette cleanser. It's been actually quite nice to paint to. As you can see, I've kept it thin but not watery, so it doesn't just run everywhere and blot out all the details. That's the key, really. Okay, just let that dry for a second. Boom. Sometimes I blow it, speeds it up. Right, there's people trying to get hold of me. Oof. Oof. Give this a little shake. Only going to need a little bit of it, so there's no point putting it on the palette. I know people get a bit nervous whenever I do this. I haven't stuck it down or anything. Give a nice generous shade of Reichland West shade. Yeah. Really get those contours. Face, the creases of the eyes, brow and nose, around the chin, a hairline as well. The ear, that liquid talent right there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Right, now I'll just take a moment to dry, and then once it's done, you go back over with Bugman Glow. Bugman's Glow, should I say. Leaving out all the deep recesses. Then we'll do Cadian Flesh Tone, and then a final highlight of Flayed One Flesh. And that'll be that. I've just got an important message. There we go. Alright, so gonna blow it. This is where Elston would get out a hairdryers. Now usually if you're waiting for a shade to dry in one area, you'd move on to another, but because I'm refusing to edge highlight this armor live, because that's not what you're going to want to watch, is edge highlighting our armor. That's the most boring thing to watch. But yeah, I haven't really got anything else to paint on it. As you see, like the green has died down on the lenses as well. It's not as bright as it was when the green was first applied. It fits in with the others nicely. Very nice. Okay, there we go. It's dried enough now, so we get some thin down Bugman's flesh. And then just avoid those recesses and do all the raised areas. That's it. Just got to leave that flesh tone there. Get the flat areas as well. Just leave that shade in the hairline. It's going to do some of the work for you later. Cheeks. Yeah. Get that chin, that butt chin. The back of the jaw. Just come around there. Let's get the earlobes. Get the lips. Gotta get the lips. Oh yeah. This is looking good. If I say so myself. Might be tempted to give him like 5 o'clock shadow, which isn't too hard to do. Essentially before the final highlight, just thin down some Dawnstone, I think, like really thin it down to a glaze. Just do it around the mouth, and then once that's dry, do the final highlight. Job done. Cadian flesh tone, which is basically the old elven flesh, if you remember that. Elf flesh. Yeah, see, dwarf flesh, Bugman's Glow, elf flesh, Cadian. Right, so this one is more raised areas. Again, just trying to leave some of that some of that Bugman's Glow in the recesses, in the flat areas. And you know, sometimes you'll find you'll need to use the side of your brush to get some of the details. That's fine. Do whatever you can. Take your time with it, innit? You don't. If you blob it on, then you're just gonna spoil those details. Around that stud, we'll fill in that stud after. Don't worry if it looks a bit too stark, because if we get to the end and it's still looking too much, or like, you know, there's too much contrast between the shades, then we can do like a little wash at the end. Shoot enough to play some Battlefront 2. Oh man, have fun. Have a good night, mate. But yeah, if the transition is too stark, It always looks too stark, to be honest, until you get those final highlights on. But if it does end up looking too stark, we can just mute it all, tie it all in with a nice shade or glaze. If it was a larger skin area, then I'd mix between the colours, get more of a blend, but it's really not worth it at this stage. Right, actually, I was going to do... No, actually, I'll do the final highlight and then I'll do the 5 o'clock shadow. I was thinking it's going to be watered down so much, it's not going to actually matter. So... Blade 1 flesh on the utmost reaches of the face. You don't want to do all of the raised areas, you just want to do the pinnacle of those raised areas. The lips, chin, the ear, get a little bit across the top there. There we go. Right. Where's me lid witch flesh? There it is. Here's the pallid witch flesh for the teeth. Bit more shake. I'm not using the smallest brush I could possibly use, but it's small enough to do the job. There we go, like that. I'll put a little bit of that for the eyes as well. That's right, we're going for the eyeballs. Now it's to neaten up. So I've still got some of that shade left I made earlier. And what I can do is run this just along the edges of the eyes. Shade them in. Like that. There you go. Not sure if you can see that. It's another little trick from Darren Latham to the 50-50 Igrex Earth Shade and Rhinox Hide mix. I've just watered it down a bit more and just put it in around the eye. Even do it down in the mouth like that. and it just shades it in well. And then I just get tiniest bit of black. For the pupil. Right. This is make or break. Now I've given him eyebrows. Yeah. Right. Need to tone down that flesh a bit. So I'm going to go back over with a little bit of flesh shade. And then I'll let you have a close-up look on that. I'm putting the flesh shade over just to blend it in a bit more. Sort out any errors. A real hot tanned look. Are you off, are you? Well, hang on. Let me just do the little zoom in on the face for you. You can see it. There you go. Look at that. I'm thinking of giving him 5 o'clock shadow. What do you think? It's really hard not to give goofy eyes, but I think I could get away with it at a distance, you know? Let me know what you think. There we go. Primaris Marine have awful rules and models. Oh, Mighty Joe coming in with the spiciness. Oh, well, welcome to the show. I need this one. Dawnstone, yes. Okay. So I'm going to get a tiny smudge of Dawnstone. I'm going to water it down like heck to make it look like a little glaze. And I'm going to give him 5 o'clock shadow with it. There we go. Look at that. Nice. Give him a big bloody scar. Alright. Could do. Right. Oh, you can't really see there. But it is, because that light comes down real harsh. You know. White palette is kind of a bit, yeah. Anyway, so Dawnstone really watered down into like a glaze, and then I'm just gonna, it's not thin enough. Oh, let's soak into the mouth. Yeah, There we go. Saved it. Needs a bit more wet. Okay. Just gonna glaze gently. Around there. Should help break up those tones a bit. It's going in the teeth. There we go. Alright, so I think I'm going to leave it there. All I've got to do is edge highlight the armor and paint his hair, and that's it. That'll be that dude done. See you, Essex boys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. So yeah, it's been a good painting sesh actually. Enjoyed it. And what's good is, you know, like because I'm painting one at a time, I can sort of, I want to add little details like, you know, the kill markings, or, you know, like the free hands, then, you know, I'm given that option. And yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. So again, look, I'm just gonna zoom in quickly on the details that we've done. So of course you got this chap's face, which isn't too bad, and then, like, you know, you got little kill markings there with the word fury written on there. That's kind of cool. You know, like, just that needs a little bit of a tidy up, but, you know, I'm kind of happy with that. So yeah, that's it for tonight. So thank you so much for hanging out and chilling with me. I've enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got stuff done, or, you know, you just enjoyed chilling out and chatting. I'm almost finished editing my Broken Toad brush review, so that should be out on Sunday sometime in the afternoon. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it because it's my first like proper like video that I've done this year, because I've kind of been slacking it a little bit lately. Yeah, I know, soon, but it's almost 10:30. Been on for 2.5 hours talking away, so gonna have a brew and then I'm gonna chill out for a bit and maybe try and get my sleep cycle sorted out because it's all over the place. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, don't forget I am here every Friday at 8 p.m. Doing something different every week. Also, don't forget to check out the Pickle Jar on Wednesdays and the Chilly Wargamers show on Thursdays, both at 8 p.m. And of course, later on tonight / later on today for you Yanks, the Frosts and Fists are on. So that's at 8:30 Eastern Standard, I believe, or is it Central Time? I think it's Eastern. It's like 2:30 in the morning for us, Friday night / Saturday morning. So yeah, if you're up, go check them out. They're a good laugh, and they'll show you how to do a live stream proper. And yeah, of course, there are plenty of links in the description below for amazing groups. You've got Discord for the Chilling Wargamers. You've got Facebook groups left, right, and center. There are also links there to support the channel. So if you want to just drop a couple of quid up my way, there's Buy Me a Coffee, or you could donate through the Streamlabs link as well. And if you do that, you get a little on the screen. And every penny is welcome and goes straight back into producing better quality content. Like, I got this camera here, that's cool. I've got this mic, got the lights. I need to replace the laptop camera with a proper camera as well, and then maybe be so weird. But yeah, that's my next goal. So thank you again for all of your support. Thank you again for joining me and listen to me waffle. And I will see you in the next one. Peace. It was emotional. Stay safe. You too, mate. Thank you very much, Captain. Everyone have a good night. Stay safe, stay warm, stay beautiful.